Hi. So two different types of tenor banjo. So you've got what is called a full scale tenor banjo, which is the one I'm holding here, which is 19 frets, these basses. Here's 19 of those on a full scale. And then you've what they call a short scale tenor banjo, which has 7, so you have 2 less frets. Now, so what's the difference? Well, the difference obviously is the size. I mean, a short scale is probably, finishes around here. So it's quite a bit of a different reach. It'd be like as if you were playing here. So you don't have the same stretch. Is it huge? No, but if you have small hands, it could seem that way, all right. Generally speaking, short scale and tenor banjos are usually recommended, for maybe kids learning if they've small hands, or ladies whose hands are small, and anyone with small hands, or if you've just a difficulty stretching or anything like that, it doesn't really matter. That's generally what they were kind of known to be used for, and why they were actually made in the beginning. You see plenty of people with small hands. You see children playing 19 frets, and you see girls playing 19 frets. It really is, if you think you find that a stretch, or if you've got small hands, or your hands aren't as flexible or something like that. One thing I remember hearing was that Barney McKenna, the great banjo player in the Dubliners ballad group, he had a stroke at one point and was having difficulty after that. He always played the 19th fret Clifford Essex Paragon, and after his stroke, I remember reading or hearing somewhere that he was finding it difficult. He had trouble with his hand. He was finding it difficult making the reach and the stretches, and he got David Boyle to make him a short scale, the 17th fret, because it was easier on the reach. So, I mean, for any of those reasons, you could want to play a 17th fret. If you think you're in that category, you could start off with a 17th fret. You can always go up to a 19th fret. It would be a good idea to play both and see how you felt. Go into a store that has them, and if you just find out that I like that, it's much easier. By all means, there isn't really any music that you're not going to be able to play on a 17th fret that you can play on a 19th fret. I mean, you're missing 2 frets. What it means is that you finish here on this is an A note instead of a B. That you'd very rarely be looking at a banjo player, a tenor banjo player, playing his 19th fret banjo and using these 2 frets. It's very, very rare, and there's very little music that you would have to have it for. So from that point of view, it doesn't really matter. Size wise, obviously it's a bit smaller, so if you want to travel with it, or stuff like that, or just maybe might be slightly lighter, I don't know, not much. For those reasons, that could be a reason you'd want to get one, but that's about all really. So before you buy your banjo, consider that, consider, do you think your hands are maybe a little on the small side, and you find it, try to go to somewhere that has 19th fret banjos and 17th fret banjos, and move your hand and see. If you think you're in the category of smaller hands, or not flexible hands, or something like I've just mentioned, start off at a 17th fret. If you find that that's no problem, and down the line you play someone's 19th fret and you'd rather go up to it, then go up to it. The only other difference is a slight difference in the sound. The longer the scale length on a banjo, you will get a better kind of a crack out with a bit more volume maybe, and slightly better tone maybe. But on banjos now, and well-made banjos, it doesn't really come into play really. It'd be negligible. I mean, going back to Barney McKenna, when he changed over and he was playing the short scale, you certainly weren't saying to yourself, oh, that doesn't sound the same, or oh, anything of it was still Barney McKenna playing great stuff on a banjo. So there are your things about 19th fret and 17th fret really. That is all only considerations you need to make. Okay, thank you, bye.